28th position, so he needs to get up front. I hope there's another caution. Well, he's coming through.
Well, he's got a terrific run going in that number 88. It's a blue car right in the middle of the screen.
Oh, no! We have a problem. And the crash that we had hoped would not happen, and look at the mess right here at the start-finish line. Too numerous to count.
I mean, there's just nowhere to go. I saw Bobby Labonte, our point leader, trying to get his car going. He's trying to drive back down the pit road the wrong way. Is that legal, Ray?
Well, I'm not sure, Benny. They might penalize him for that.
Ricky Rudd is involved, so is Dale Earnhardt Jr., Tony Stewart, Stacy Compton, Dick Trickle, Robbie Harrier, Robbie Gordon, yep.
There's the seat. Tony Stewart trying to get his car back to pit road.
Looks like he's got a little oil file there.
I see Matt Kenseth is going to get a lap back. And here comes the 32 car, Pruitt, trying to get a lap back. Will he beat Mark? Looks like, oh, there's cars everywhere. So slow down now, guys. Be careful.
Scott did get the lap back.
Now, Bobby Labonte, we see Kenny Schrader walking away from his car. Bobby Labonte, I guess they told him he couldn't go that way, so he turned around.
Well, Labonte's crew looks over the situation. Here comes Tony Stewart limping toward pit road with a bit of a fire there. And Ricky Rudd likewise has damage in the left front of that car. Well, let's take a look at what happened. The cars were right in the tri-oval in front of the main grandstand when trouble broke out.
The 32 car, right there is where the trouble's going to start. He makes contact with Robbie Gordon. He goes down, hits, I guess that's the 7 of Michael Waltrip, and then, look, there's just no place to go as those guys come across the racetrack. As the smoke goes up, there's nowhere to go except in the side of another car.
And from another angle, watch the contact between the tied car and the one running right beside it. Right there.
And the 40 car of Sterling Marlin goes in the back of Robbie Gordon, which turns him around.
But Marlin, although he may have gotten some damage in the front end, was able to get through it.
And look at that debris up there in front of these cars.
And from another angle, Michael Waltrip took a hard shot at the outside wall, and Ted Musgrave did also in that 15 car.
How about Dale Jarrett? Started 41st. Here he is in the lead.
Well, we saw that at Daytona. You know, those guys in the Fords, they complained about their cars, and they raced pretty darn good.
Uh-oh, Kyle caught up. Field accordion's back.
Whoa, man.
Trouble, Stewart in the wall.
Here we go. Here we go.
Robbie Gordonson at the 33. Harvick is around.
Here we go, guys.
The big one.
It's just a matter of time. At least 20 cars. At least.
The way this started, Kyle Petty ran up high going into turn 1, and as he tried to find a place in line, the whole field kind of accordioned together. Mayhem.
Dale Earnhardt Jr., Dale Jarrett racing back to the start-finish line. Obviously, the caution is out. Kyle Petty in the 45, he actually made it through the wreck. There's Bobby Labonte.
Rusty Wallace was the last car to get through, and Bobby Labonte just got the 19 right at the very end of that wreck.
Mark Martin in the Viagra car running up front. Ricky Craven, 32 car.
Tony Stewart's going by, and the whole right side of his car, he's got into the outside wall.
Jeremy Mayfield.
Jeremy came up in front of Bobby Labonte. Bobby wasn't going very fast.
Oh, Matt Kenseth, number 2 point man. Second in points. And Jimmy Spencer, who was toward the back of the lead lap cars, could not escape it. Sterling Marlin made it through. Yesterday, lap 15. Today, lap 164. Now watch Kyle Petty on the right side of your screen.
Right back here. Here's Kyle.
He's trying to find a place in line, and everybody scrambles.
Mike Wallace in the 33 up against the wall there.
Elliott Sadler
Elliott
flying
Sadler
toward the inside wall.
Takes a hard hit on that inside wall, guys. That is a heavy hit.
Mark Martin, Terry Labonte.
Now, watch. Here's Bobby Labonte right back here. Watch this. Bang.
Oh, that was Mayfield.
Mayfield come across and got him. I'm sure he thought he had made it through.
Elliott Sadler took that hard hit, but he's okay. Matt Kenseth is out of the car and okay. Bobby Labonte has climbed out.
29 and the 31, both the Childress's cars.
Steve Park has climbed from his car, and so has Dave Blaney.
10 car on pit road with damage.
From Tony Stewart, nudge, wall, mayhem.
There's nowhere to go.
Involved in the crash, Mike Wallace, Dave Blaney, Mayfield, Park, Robbie Gordon, Kenseth, Bobby Labonte, Harvick, Sadler, Grissom, Schrader, Benson, Andretti, Martin, Skinner, Stewart, Spencer, Wallace. Mayfield.
Cars everywhere. I mean, the fifth place car had a problem. That's what happens.
Now, we talk just like we saw yesterday. You worry about a driver mistake, a mental error. But yesterday we saw a mechanical problem that caused the big one.
Right. Johnny Sauter running fourth, cut down a tire. Trouble, turn one. Hard, a car in the wall. And spinning down to the bottom. There's going to be 10 or more cars involved. Johnny Benson. Here they come to the flag, and everybody pretty much out of the throttle. Mayhem in turn one.
Dale Earnhardt Jr. in the 8 car. Want to check. He may have been involved in that. There he is right there.
I think he made it. He was so far in the back, Larry. I think he made it through okay.
A little bit of damage to his left front. There you see Ryan Newman in the 12 car.
Casey Mears, the nose of his Dodge torn up as well. And Hermie Sadler has crashed out of this race.
No dreams today for Hermie.
This was his very first restrictor plate race start, Hermie.
Jeff Burton on the right, Casey Mears on the left. Darrell, there was contact and one car shot up. Hard hit to the outside wall. Flames erupted, and everybody piled in.
Well, let's see if we can get some kind of idea about what happens here.
Darrell, I believe the 12 car, Ryan Newman, looks like he was out of shape, maybe starting to get loose by himself.
And Newman almost flipped over.
Remember, he had that hard crash at Daytona where he got on his roof back in February.
I can't imagine that there wasn't some sort of contact that started that, because that looked so violent. Man, that car was almost on its top right there. It hit that wall a ton.
Rusty Wallace, his teammate, the 2 cars involved.
As they come through, watch for the last 2 cars, which I believe, there's Earnhardt Jr. up high getting through with Schrader and Tony Raines. Jr. and Raines are the last 2 to get through from Rusty Wallace.
That was Ryan Newman's tire right there bouncing over the fence.
There's Dale Jr. right there. Look at him.
I think he got just a little bit of damage on that left front.
Let's ride with Dale Jr.
Yeah, right there he got in the back of the 30 car. Can't see a thing. Look at that.
And this is the camera, but remember, he's seeing the same thing out that windshield.
Except his windshield doesn't clear like this one.
Schrader got into the side of him a little bit, and he got a little damage to the front when he got in the back of the 30 car, but otherwise I think he's going to be all right.
Trouble in turn 3, a huge multi-car crash, and they are still piling in. There's Kenny Wallace down on the apron. Derek Cope, Jeremy Mayfield, Rusty Wallace. among those involved. Rusty getting a push from Terry Labonte.
Man, look at Kurt's car.
Trying to get out of the grass there. Kurt Busch's car is well wrecked, and we are under caution. There is Scott Riggs. The rookie had a great qualifying effort. He started 5th today, and on lap 84. Oh, Casey Kane.
I mean, guys, I see a lot of our guys top 10 in points, like Kurt Busch came in here 2nd in points.
And the word is that thus far, everybody is okay. And we talk a lot about the big one, and we've just had it, but Darrell, since NASCAR took a proactive stance on driver safety in 2001, we've not had a serious injury in the big one. What triggers this?
Let's see what happened over here. Yikes. Looked like it. The 20 car made some contact with the 97 getting into 3 over there, and boy, you can see the results.
And Darrell, that happened down low. A lot of those cars were going high, but Kurt Busch went up the racetrack right there. That got about 6 or 8 of them.
Took a pretty hard lick too. Looking down to the inside, just not quite enough room there, buddy.
And up he comes. There's Riggs getting tipped down to the apron, and everybody just swallowed up as those 33-degree bankings clean themselves of cars. They slide down into those who were trying to take evasive.
Saw Kenny Wallace in the 0-0 car hit that outside wall very hard. Remember, they just installed the safer barriers.
And just remember, what goes up has to come down. And
everybody's in it, Jeff Hammond. I don't want to jinx anybody. Junior and Riggs
together right there, the 10 car. 8 get together.
But still no major wreck. Junior currently running 6th. And the last time we had everybody.
Whoa, I've got trouble right there.
Now
My boss is around right there. Matt Kins is also.
And this will take some people out of the race, no doubt, Mike.
And Jeff, that was right at the same point in the pack. Scott Riggs got turned up to the high side. And look how many cars pile in.
I'm seeing 11 cars here on the backstretch. This is 11 cars. I don't think that we're involved.
The accident happened at the exact same point on the racetrack where Riggs got up into Dale Jr. 1 lap ago, the one you saw on replay. Joe Nemechek's car won't run.
You all right? Scott.
All right, there's Ryan Newman, Dave Blaney, Scott Riggs, Jason.
You probably got the wind knocked out of you. If you can hear me, just key to Mike so we know you're.
That's Ricky Rudd. There are, looks like the parking lot. It looks like the line of cars trying to get out of here after the race. Casey Kane's day may be done.
I believe I see the nose of Rusty Wallace, the 2 car. Mike Bliss, the 0. Here's Sterling Marlin in the 40.
The Volcano erupted.
Bobby Labonte in the 18 car.
That little smoke we saw from the 10 and the 8, that was the first sign right there.
Had Mike Wallace, Casey Mears, Rusty Wallace, Kyle Busch, Bobby Hamilton Jr., Scott Wimmer. I think that's
the 09 back there.
The 99 of Carl Edwards. Brian Vickers, Mark Martin.
And of course, Mark wanted to not take 4 tires where he would not be in the back of the pack, and he was still involved. Matt Kenseth in the 17.
Let's see how this started coming out of the tri-oval right to the start-finish line.
Yeah, there was some contact here. Dale Jr. was pushing on the 10 car. Dale Jr. goes to the middle. That shoots the 10 up the outside here.
Oh, Jimmy Johnson up into Mike Wallace.
Got into the 40. The 48 got into Mike Wallace, and that's all it took.
It was on from there.
Watch the 4 car. Watch it wiggle. See the 4 car start to get loose right there. See the back coming around, and that turns the left front into the right rear of the 48 car, and that's what started the whole thing.
Let's listen to Junior's onboard, see if that helps determine what happened here.
Rewind.
Well, the first contact is between Dale Earnhardt Jr. and Mike Wallace, but also you've got Jimmy Johnson starting to come up the racetrack a bit.
Well, I think what happened was when the 8 bumped the 4 car, it made the 4 car wiggle just a little bit. It makes it appear that the 48 came up, but I think that actually what happened was the 4 started to go to the left just ever so slightly.
Yeah, it was not much.
Yeah, and made contact with the 48.
Look how quickly, though, the racetrack clogged the whole width of the racetrack as this unfolds. Track's blocked.
Yikes! There they go! There they go! There we go!
On the 9th lap of the Aaron's 499, a crash in turn 3. Working up the high side, Kenny Schrader involved, Kyle Busch, Martin Truex. This is Ryan Newman.
There they are.
5 wide.
There's just so many cars in so little space. Oh, the 5 got loose and got in the 12.
And then collects Martin Truex Jr. in the 1 car. Mark Martin nowhere to go. Sterling Marlin in the 14 car there. Looks like about a dozen cars. A lot of them just nowhere to go.
There's just so many here. Just so tight right in there. The 99 gets into the 5.
Yep.
Gets into the left rear.
Gets him loose and sends him up the hill in front of everybody.
The 99 had Brian Vickers passing under him.
Under him. It's just too many cars in so little of a space.
But this is what we talked about just a couple of laps ago. Plenty wide enough for 4 or 5 wide, but if somebody just touches someone, this is the results.
Well, it just looked like the Kellogg Chevrolet was in an unfortunate spot at the wrong time. You know, it's devastating to have us tear up another great race car, but you know, it looked to me like we made it 5 wide there, and it's way, way, way too early in the race to be doing that kind of stuff. But I was just minding my own business, running along in my line. I was following the 26 there, and then we got 4 wide, and I kind of got sucked back a little bit. Nobody wanted to fall in behind me because I was going backwards because of the air and whatnot. So, you know, they made it 5 wide, and there just wasn't quite enough room for that.
Well, it's pretty tore up. Just hated for all the guys in the Fast Pro team. They've been working hard, and we had a really good car just riding around there, you know, trying to log some laps, and I guess some guys got a little impatient, or I'm not sure what happened. I was way up by the wall when it happened, and they just ran into my door. So the car's pretty tore up, and not a good day.
The top of the show, didn't we?
Yes, sir.
Stewart in the lead. 15 laps to go this time. Trouble! 2 cars hard, 4 in the wall. Nemechek bounces off, catches Waltrip, who keeps going. Quapple, another near miss, but he spins. And 4 cars are wrecked. LePage, Nemechek, Blaney, and Sorensen.
I'm going to tell you what, though. You mentioned Travis Quapple. How he missed getting in that. I know he spun out, but it was so close you just wouldn't believe it.
Yeah, 10-4, it was close. He's not moving anymore.
That's Nemechek talking about his car, and he'll climb out.
You know, they fixed it last week where they're torn up pretty badly so he could keep his string of races running at the finish, but it's a little late today, I'm afraid.
He had been running at the finish of, what, 40 races in a row, but he'll have to climb out this time.
Yeah, 40 consecutive races without a DNF, well over a full season.
Sorensen gets going. That car's not raceable, though. What a mess. Darrell, they went 4 wide for 2 laps in a row. Something had to give here.
We see, I believe,
Kevin LePage in the 61 and Blaney in the 22 got together.
I'm not so sure the 11 down on the bottom, though, didn't start, you know, forced everybody to move up.
Yeah, Denny Hamlin, I believe, got into Blaney, and it was a chain reaction from there.
Second time of day somebody's gotten into Blaney and forced him up into somebody else. Happened to the 42 car. See, the 11's down on the, really down on the flat, and he forces Blaney up into the 61. Reed Swanson has nowhere to go. Joe doesn't. And
11.
bam, boy, Michael took a hard shot.
I don't know if he was forced down there, but the 11 was kind of down in the no zone with 2 wheels on the side of the line.
With Travis Quapple in that 32 car.
Look at that thing. Holy smoly.
Well, who shall we ride with? How about
I don't know.
Nemechek?
It don't matter. I'm my eyes closed.
Still 2 inside. Stay up high.
seems like it never ends.
Yeah, round and round you go, and where she stops, just please stop.
Michael Waltrip was right behind Nemechek.
Yeah, he's going to get a pretty hard shot right here from Nemechek.
There's Hamlin up into Blaney.
Yep.
Stay low, stay low. Stay low.
I don't know how that didn't knock him into the wall.
Time to give our DLP cable cam a workout here.
Get some pretty good shots from this. Oh, man.
One lap to go. Kyle and trouble. A spin in the tri-oval. Michael McDowell has spun. The white flag is out.
No caution. No caution.
If he can get out of the racetrack, we shouldn't have a caution.
Kyle Busch.
Still leading.
Oh,
trouble. A big one.
Much worse.
Turn 2.
48.
Keep rolling.
We still are not caution. Caution is out.
They got cars out. We got to stop.
That's ours.
That's it. You can't. The race is over.
Because we took the white flag.
We're in the white flag lap. The race is over. What a wreck.
Kevin Harvick in the 29 car.
Well, I don't really believe in betting a whole lot, but I would have bet you we'd end like this.
That's Regan Smith. And Kyle Busch.
Oh, man, I don't believe it. Thank you, guys. Thank you, M&M. Thank you, Jeff. Jeff, you are my man.
Checkered flag. Kyle Busch. Rowdy Busch wins at Talladega. Steve Burns.
And Mike Joe Gibbs congratulating his race team. Great comeback win. Joe, you guys got a lap down. Describe what this feels like.
I tell you, this is a great feeling. I'm so happy for M&M and Mars, Kyle. Then he got back up there. I felt bad for Tony today, Home Depot. Kind of tired down, got ourselves back there. It's like you're doing a wreck. It was a great day for our race team. FedEx, the 11 car. But it was great for Kyle. He's been red hot. He's super competitive. Today, he had to come all the way from the back, and Lord bless us with a great day. We got a bunch of great guys. We got a great sponsors. We're really proud of them.
Congratulations, Joe.
And a great Toyota.
Back Mike Joy.
Thanks, Steve. Michael McDowell spun in the tri-oval. That, however, did not bring out a caution. He was pretty much trailing the field. A little contact with his teammate David Rudeman and Greg Biffle, and around goes McDowell.
Yeah, that wasn't a problem because he was able to get out of the way, or at least we were thinking he was going to. But this down here is where the problem comes. Oh, looked like it.
McMurray moved up, but did he have help?
I think Junior may have. I don't know if Junior got in the back of McMurray and shot him up the hill or not. And then 40 car.
And then everybody.
And poor Stream. He had a great run all day. Well, all these guys did, really, but.
Nemechek, the pole sitter.
Jimmy Johnson was involved, the 48 car.
Harvick, Casey Kane, Elliott Sadler. A wild finish to up top. Where'd Logano come from? That would be 22nd.
They worked together yesterday. It was Logano that actually gave Reagan the shot that he needed to get to the lead to win the race yesterday. Oh, goodness. Boy, Jeff Gordon.
And around. He's car to the wall.
I think that was Jeff Gordon.
Here we go. 8, 9, 10 cars. Mark Martin's involved.
Man, you hate to see this early in the race.
I believe Jeff Gordon was the first car sent up and into the wall. Somebody
hit Jeff, and that guy started it. Look at that. Looks like a junkyard.
All right, boys. Let's go to the garage, see if we can get it fixed.
It's because it is. Oh,
Boyer.
Clint Boyer all torn up. Scott Riggs is in it. Jamie McMurray, Kevin Harvick, Mark Martin, Jeff Gordon, and more.
Let's see where Jeff Gordon is here, because you see the smoke first when he makes contact with someone.
And it's the car to his inside. Now here's Gordon. Here's Matt Kenseth. Watch the two of them and see if there's a puff of smoke.
Looks like Jeff has got cars on the inside of him, on the outside of him. Oh, and Kenseth just looks like he was leaving a little room on the bottom and moved up a tad and got into Jeff.
Casey Kane involved.
Well, I think
Allmendinger.
Listen, when the field went by, there were only about half. It's only about half a field left.
You can see right there, Matt Kenseth just gets into that left front of Jeff Gordon, and Gordon goes up and gets in the side of the 71. Gilliland, nowhere for Kurt Busch to go. Brian Vickers, and they just stack up from there.
Look, that's a six-pack into the wall, just all in one move.
And this is the way the big one works at Talladega. I saw cars running in the top 5 that were involved, cars running outside the top 25 that were involved.
Yeah, I hate that. The old Pepsi Challenger is getting opened up like a can of Pepsi.
Got Gilliland as he went around, who spun down off the nose of the 2.
Harvick. And look at Mark. Mark took a heck of a ride in the 5 car.
Now Casey Kane has climbed out of his car. He's okay. It's going to be easier to list the cars that were not involved.
Mike, when they went by here, and of course we'll see them on the track out here, that's half the field.
Most of the cars in the low groove up until then. Oh, Boyer took a hard shot after contact from Gilliland.
So did the 71. I mean, there are cars that were getting pounded in this wreck. From behind Dale Jr. to pick up that outside line.
But nobody went with him, Darrell.
No.
But that outside line's coming. Look at David Reagan in that 6 car and Tony Stewart in the 14. There goes Burton right up in the front of him. You get a little bump down the back straightaway.
Here we go.
Oh, trouble hard in the wall, Robbie Gordon. And around goes Jimmy Johnson.
Denny Hamlin's involved, Martin Truex Jr., David Stremme. This is version 2 of the big one.
Well, desperate men were starting to do some desperate things out there as the laps wound down.
Like I said, Mike, this is when you lay it all on the line. If you got it, use it.
Both ends for Martin Truex. Robbie Gordon, oh, thank goodness he's moving around in that car, because look how the front stove in as he hit the inside wall really hard. Let's see how this happened.
Back in this pack back here that was jockeying for position. Everybody starts trying to figure out which line they want to go low, want to go high. Oh, Montoya.
Montoya got turned.
Yeah,
he
got turned in
looked like Montoya was wanting to move around, and when he did, he just got clipped.
There's Mayfield's car in flames, the 41.
Not a very good day for Hendrick Motorsports. That's 3 of the cars that have been knocked out.
Oh, Montoya just got shoved into Bobby Labonte, and just like a croquet ball being sent, Robbie Gordon got shot into the inside wall.
Boy, Jeremy Mayfield going there in a 41 car, he's got a lot of fire coming out of that automobile. Boy, that's a hard lick. That is hard right there. Oh, my.
But you know the great thing? They've installed the safer barrier back there on that inside wall.
Yeah, look at that. Is that Sam Hornish that went up and hit the outside wall?
Yep. Bobby Labonte right there with Ruderman and coming for the lead. Labonte trying to become...
trouble. Sam Hornish in the 77.
He got into...
and Elliott Sadler was involved.
Menard, Stremme, and Kenseth.
Michael's going out there. He got damaged too as he went by.
The 36, the Tommy Baldwin car of Johnny Sauter, all involved in the tri-oval.
Darrell, you talked about the tri-oval. Most treacherous place around is 2.66 mile
If we
track.
can see what happened here. We see the yellow cars up on the outside there.
Way up high, the yellow car. That's Sauter, and around he goes.
Looks like that's
the
off
front
the bumper
of Kyle Busch.
Yep. And of course, all these other guys down here on the inside. There's a lot of cars bouncing off of each other. Matt Kenseth gets a good bit of damage.
Now, Sauter is okay. He's put the window net down, signaling emergency crews that he's all right, and everyone else drove away.
One of the things that I didn't like about that last sequence of pit stops, fuel only, no tires. Somebody took 2, somebody took 4. Cars get a little bit off.
Look in the high lane. Michael Waltrip right behind Kyle Busch in the 55. Pow, gets it in the left front.
Boy, he did. That's a hard lick. Poor Matt Kenseth, his day was just doomed from the get-go.
One thing I'm most impressed about as you see this unfold, we have cars sideways, we have cars backwards with their tail to the wind, and we have every car
firmly on the ground.
Yeah, the roof flaps now are doing their job like they used to do, keeping the car. You see, which car was that? That's the 26 maybe, or the 19 there that was around backward, and the car never did anything.
But I mean, there's no question Kyle Busch in the 18 gets into the back of Johnny Sauter in the 36, but he had Michael Waltrip in the 55 stuck up his rear bumper.
Kurt Busch also got...
It's cat and mouse. Who's going to go? Who's going to go where?
If the leader takes the white flag under green, the next flag will end the race. Oh, around goes Newman. Newman up into Logano. 5 cars into the wall. 7. Caution.
Caution is out. The race is not complete. Not complete.
Had to get to the white flag to be complete.
What did we say 30 laps ago? You said, Darrell, not sure if you want to be around Ryan Newman. His luck here is not very good.
And no disrespect to him as a driver.
Not at all.
He is just snake bit on these restrictor plate tracks. That's his second car of the weekend.
Keselowski, last year's winner in the 12. Elliott Sadler in the 19, who's come across on his roof here a few times. Joey Logano, last year's Rookie of the Year, and here is Marcus Ambrose climbing out.
And look at Bobby Labonte's car.
That's a shame.
It's Slade.
Labonte up high, 4 wide.
4 wide is usually not a very good thing.
The 20 car of Logano gets into the back of Ryan Newman, and the 39 started this whole mess.
I almost wonder if the 39 of Newman didn't say, uh-oh, we're 4 wide, and maybe even eased out the throttle a little bit. You're going to see this, and here's the 39 right out here.
4 wide. You see there's plenty of room
plenty
right
of
there.
room. I think that Logano just got in. I think Logano thought he could give him a push, clear that pack of cars, and go to the front. And he got him in the wrong place. We saw Carl Edwards do this to Greg Biffle here a couple of years ago.
You see Vickers in the 83 involved, a car that led a bunch of laps, and Casey Kane in the 9 just had recovered from the repairs from the last wreck. That's a hard lift on some of those cars.
I know so many times, we kind of slow things down so we can see what the fans at home and everybody can see what's going on. When it's real time, it's real violent.
Riding with Jimmy Johnson.
Front of you, spin in 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 front of you. Stay to the bottom, stay to the bottom.
That man was lucky.
Clear. Take a look at Ryan Newman and Joey Logano as we work through this here, the 39 and the 20.
Yeah, they come here, they come into the corner. You can see them up here high, and I guess that Logano in the 20, this orange car right here, I'm guessing he got into the back of the 39, but daggone if it didn't look like the 39 was kicking up a lot of dust and getting mighty loose before they made contact.
The back of his car definitely looked yawed out before they even turned into that corner.
So I'm not so sure. I wouldn't want to place any blame on Joey Logano in the 20 car right there until I saw that more and hear from the drivers. Turn 3, Mike, sorry. Cars around everywhere.
3, 4 against the wall and sliding down to the inside. Reagan's in it. Casey Kane, Marcus Ambrose, Trevor Bayne, and Brad Keselowski. And a whole lot of dreams just went up in the fence in turn 3. Second caution of the day comes out at lap 90. Casey Kane aflame, and not going to get back to pit road with that one, perhaps. No, it looks like he'll make it. At least get to a fire extinguisher with it.
I think that's what he's looking for, a safety crew.
And let's watch from Trevor Bayne. As Casey Kane climbs out, he's okay. And Keselowski may have been bumped by his teammate.
Boy, it sure looked like it.
Think back to that first caution, it was Kurt Busch that got into Landon Castle as well. Boy, Marcus Ambrose in that 9 probably wondered what in the world, where did he come from?
Boy, a bunch of them are wondering that right now.
And he got hit twice. Or Reagan got hit by
the
Casey
6
Kane
did there. See the 2 going up the guy, he just clipped him.
And here's David Reagan. Just getting pounded. So at least crash, turn 3. Tommy Baldwin gets piled up.
Yellow.
With the 42 of
Montoya. I think the 24's in there too.
Landon Castle, Martin Truex, Carl Edwards are all involved as one car slowed in the top lane. Terry Labonte and everybody else piled in. Caution.
A lot of damage to Dave Blaney's 36 and a host of others.
Several cars were running out of gas. Watch the two white cars on the inside line as they come to turn 3. Ooh.
Looked like Blaney might have hooked.
Was that Castle?
Castle, I think it was, and that started that. And then Jeff Gordon gets pounded by Martin Truex Jr. He hit that wall hard, Jeff Gordon did.
Now he drove away. Jeff Gordon is okay. Here's another look. Almirola way down inside, and it was not Castle, but Almirola and Blaney who trigger this.
It almost looks like there was something wrong with Almirola's car, either out of fuel or something.
We were seeing a lot of drivers that appeared had something going on that last lap before this.
Boy, watch Jeff right here. He gets turned up the hill.
Nowhere for Montoya and the 42 to go.
Right inside. Carl.
Not sure if Almirola was trying to come back up onto the racing surface or if perhaps he got hooked by Blaney there to start that. Truex came down and collected Jeff Gordon.
Bam! That's a hard hit.
It was a hard hit into the safer barrier outside turn 3. 4 laps to go.
Denny Hamlin.
Oh, now another problem.
Hamlin got into Allmendinger, who gets away, but behind him, it's calamity. Keselowski and Busch get through behind Kenseth. Menard is wrapped up in it.
Yeah, that was just cars trying to get in position to get down into the corner. I think what threw everybody a curve, Larry, was that 17 restarting on the outside. Hamlin is going to, Hamlin right here decides. Oh, AJ moved over and tried to block Hamlin. Hamlin got into Allmendinger, and that started the whole mess. I think it's a good shot right here, Mike. You see the 11s try to make a hole down the middle right there. Allmendinger said, y'all have no part of that. And that really is what caused the problem. Look at Dale Jr. work through there, the 21 car. Harvick's torn up. Smoke goes around. Let's see where Mikey is. He was back in there somewhere. Yep. There's the O'Hare's Dream Machine. Is it going to be a dream or is it going to be a nightmare? Come on. Oh, contact. Ow. More contact.
Chain reaction.
That's right with Dale Earnhardt Jr.
Now just remember
McMurray alongside and Stewart ahead.
So Stewart gets wrecked big time. And Jr. is right behind him, and watch this. What a drive. That was a great move.
Crash in turn 1.
Huge crash. Unbelievable crash.
Kyle Busch got into the back of Casey Kane. Kane got turned into the wall as Busch tried to change lanes.
And Kyle goes down. I think it's more like Kyle went down and Kane went up. They make a little light contact right here when Kyle looks like he's getting a push from Marcus Ambrose. Starts to move to the outside and catches the back of the 5 car Kane and sends him around. See Jamie McMurray, and there goes the 29 of Harvick.
Hamlin got hit by
Brian Vickers in it now,
Hamlin's car. Vickers, Ruderman,
the 70.
Stewart.
Martin Truex Jr. in 56 just basically all but stopped to keep from getting in it.
Yeah, you just gets on that right rear corner, and then Casey comes off corrects and comes right into the side of the 18 car of Kyle Busch, and then it's on from there.
Yeah, a lot of
16.
A lot of drivers running from third on back were involved in that.
Boy, Danica Patrick does a nice job of avoiding contact. And Darrell, what we didn't quite see there was Kyle being pushed by Marcus Ambrose into Kane.
Yeah, I think he was. I think they were going to go to the outside and go around Casey, but didn't time it just right, and Kyle ran into the back, or just barely ran into the back of the 5 of Casey Kane, and that's in him sailing.
Back to 3 white bottom. Caution ducks, go to the bottom, all the way to the bottom, all the way to the bottom, all the way. Stop, right here. Watch right in front of you, I can't see.
And now you're on board Casey Kane.
Clear high.
saw.
Oh, there they go.
There we go. There was no way.
Oh, it's Kurt Busch up and over. Boyer's in it. Bobby Labonte's in it. Stremmy's in it. Jeff Gordon down to the grass.
Nothing else coming from behind you.
And Kurt Busch went over and over.
Boyer, McMurray.
They're just, guys, I'm with Denny. And, you know, having been in these situations several times, there's no way you can race that way and make it.
And for the 6th time in 7 Talladega races, a pileup in the last 8 laps. Look at Ryan Newman's wrecked race car. He's dropped the window net, assigned a safety cruise that he is okay.
The 78 car, Kurt Busch, it is destroyed.
Oh, and J.J. Yaley on track for his 2nd top 10 restrictor plate finish, and Danica Patrick, both torn up.
Yeah, J.J. Yaley in that 36, he had actually cracked the top 5 there, headed onto the back stretch.
Look at the 39 car here of Ryan Newman. Somebody been on top of him.
I think that somebody was Kurt Busch. Let's watch from the Goodyear blimp and see how this unfolds. Watch Kurt Busch, the black car on the bottom.
I think it starts up on the outside here. Let's see. Right in here somewhere.
That's Regan Smith in the middle and Yaley up top.
Right here, the 51 car. Owen Stenhouse squeezes to the outside.
And that's Yaley in the 36.
And that shoved Yaley down. And look at that 78 car upside down and then lands on top of Ryan Newman's 39 car.
Bobby Labonte involved.
So it was Stenhouse, the rookie, trying to go 4 wide on the outside, running out of room with his number 17.
Yeah, and running out of time. I mean, he's, you know, desperate. And you see the 36 move down just a little bit. And Yaley and Stenhouse thought he could squeeze by on the next to the wall, and he just couldn't make it. And this kid's ugly. Watch this thing.
Right on top of Ryan Newman.
Hadn't Ryan Newman had cars on top of him before here?
I think the 2009 race.
I think you're right.
Brad Keselowski and Carl Edwards coming to the checkered flag.
Boyer's 15 comes up, clogs the track. Both Labonte brothers involved. Stremme, number of those smaller teams on the way to a good finish here.
Jeff Gordon sliding down through the mud.
Now watch the 36. The red and white car comes up just a little bit. And that contact with Stenhouse was enough. Then he comes down into Ambrose, and it's on.
Dale Earnhardt Jr. in that 88 just squeezed by.
There's Danica. She almost went over.
You see Danica up and against the wall with Terry Labonte.
Michael Waltrip in the 55 just barely squeezed by.
Let's ride with Danica. Crash out of turn number 4. Brad Keselowski in front of Trevor Bayne. Contact. And a big pileup.
We saw this. We saw this coming, Mike. We've been seeing this coming. They've been getting more and more aggressive, and this is the result.
Watch the 2 and the 21 right there.
Boy, it looked like the 2 just started to get loose. I'm not so sure that there was any contact. Almost looked like the 2 just started to get loose all on his own.
It definitely did not look like there were any contact between Trevor Bayne and that 21.
See what happens here. The 21 to 2. See him right here. See, Keselowski looks like he's getting loose, almost like something happened to his car, like maybe a flat tire or something.
He definitely wiggled quite a bit before that car broke loose.
Yeah.
Look at the 20 of Matt Kenseth trying to stay out of it. Alex Bowman behind him. Not sure if Kenseth got a lot of damage there.
Couldn't tell. Certainly the 24 car to his right up against the wall got a lot of damage.
Yes.
It just broke loose and spun out. I mean, I don't know if I ran over something or just busted my rear end, but I feel bad for the guys that got caught up in it. We were just trying really hard to get our lap back there, and we couldn't catch any yellows or any breaks, so I had to be really aggressive and hope for something to happen our way, and I had to be running up towards the front. So, I feel bad that we got cars tore up and that we were laps down when we did it, but, we're trying to race 2, and it just didn't work out for us. Just a long day with the Miller Lite Ford.
Oh, there's a car. Who is that? The 48?
Oh, Logano's in it.
Yep, the
and
48.
Busch and Reagan and more.
The 48 broke loose. Looked like something may have happened to it.
Jimmy Johnson, Kurt Busch, David Reagan, Joey Logano are among those caught up in this crash at lap 174 with 14 to go.
Car's got damage. We know that. It's got the whole back of the car taped up. Yeah, you see right there, it just starts going around all by itself.
And that was all but in the same area that Brad Keselowski in the 2-car broke loose earlier.
Very, very similar look.
You got a little bit of Ricky Stenhouse's 17, and then the 22 of Logano, the 41 of Busch, the 34 of Reagan, and the 95 of McDowell all pile up. Riding with David Reagan.
Get up. We're in it. We're in it. Hold what you got right there, buddy. Hold what you got.
Those are hard licks, man.
That's violent.
When it shakes the driver like that.
It just turned around on me. I hadn't been loose, so I don't know what exactly happened aero-wise, but the back just slowly slid out on me.
You know, Jeff has
had trouble back straightaway, guys. Car around.
Trevor Bayne.
A number of cars
and
involved.
more. Logano is in it.
Crashing all. Oh man. Look at that.
Looked like half the field piled up on lap 47.
The bottom end of the left rear turn distance. Got back.
Gosh, this 6 just started to turn all by itself. I mean,
But Darrell, do you think the 27 car being out there on the outside, it just pulled the back end of Trevor Bayne's 6-car around?
It had to, Larry, because the car was not in any, there was nobody around him except that 27 closing fast. The air off the 27 obviously affected the 6. See right here, he gets a big run coming. You got I think that's Tony Stewart down below him. He's got cars on both sides of him.
And then Kurt Busch got into Bayne, and into the wall he went.
Wow.
And once Landon Castle gets sideways to the field, along with Kyle Larson and Greg Biffle, there's nowhere to go.
Yeah, I think 2 tires on this stop. This car just loose early on in this race, but they did settle it down.
Much better straight away. A big hit, and Jimmy Johnson goes spinning.
Down. Busher. Oh, man.
Chris Buescher on his lid and lands back on his wheels. Caution.
Oh, man, we saw 4 wide off the corner over there. I was afraid of this.
Michael Annett involved.
3-car was involved.
Chris Buescher had the worst of it. Austin Dillon turned quickly, and then the 48 to the infield.
48 got quite a bit of damage.
Chris Buescher reported on his in-car radio he is okay after a big flip.
See him moving around inside the car. Doesn't have the window net down yet, but he's moving around. Oh, me. You'll see it right in there where they're 4 wide coming off the corner. You see the 3 on the outside. That's
the 35 Gilliland above the 3. Now McMurray in the 1, the red car, comes up, just brushes Austin Dillon.
Turns him into the 35.
And Dillon gets into Gilliland. Joey Logano turned the 48. And Buescher goes for a big tumble.
I didn't think that thing was going to stop rolling there for a second, DW.
Goodness.
And this one at lap 96, 4 wide. The red number 1 of Jamie McMurray tips into Austin Dillon's number 3, which pins David Gilliland to the wall. Jimmy Johnson and Michael Annett go spinning. There's Annett's car into the wall. And Chris Buescher flips down the back straightaway.
That 46 hard into that safer barrier, driver's side.
Yeah, the 46 of Annett actually made contact with the 34 car, and that's what sent him spinning up into the air and flipping over and over. And then he went down, the 46 of Annett went down, made heavy contact with that inside wall. Even though there's a safer barrier, when you hit with the left side driver's side like that, still a big impact.
It's a sting.
Chris Buescher is okay. He walked from the car.
We're not seeing it today with these Fords. Look at that, 2, 22, and 6.
Chris on the leader.
Well, Brad Keselowski's one here.
Car in the wall, turn 1 hard.
Oh, that's going to be big. Big.
Oh, huge wreck.
Everybody.
They're still running into each other. Newman's on fire.
13 cars got away. Everybody else is in it. Jimmy Johnson was getting a push from Kurt Busch when that began.
Saw the 11, the 42. I mean, that's everybody.
We had just been talking about the aggressiveness picking up.
Yep.
More pushing, trying to break free of that 3 wide.
3 gets wrecked again. Truex.
Now watch the first 2 cars in the middle lane from our Goodyear aerial coverage. Jimmy Johnson and the 41 of Kurt Busch.
Here comes the push. Gets a little side drive from that 27. Just gets him in that left rear.
Got him on that left rear.
It doesn't take much.
Can't do it.
You can do that a little bit in the corner where the car's loaded up, but on the straightaway, you got to be real careful. Look like just as the 41 was getting there, the 48, moved just a little bit, and that's all it took. That little bit of contact.
Boy, you just cannot push on that left side.
Go on board here, or from the outside of 48. Right there. Wow, great camera work.
Tight shot. Watch this.
Right up into Paul Menard.
Just gets it a little bit on that corner, and it turns a 48 dead right.
Yeah, it's sort of like the 48 was turning a little bit to the right. The 41 was turning a little bit to the left, and that little bit of contact.
What a shame. Look at all those cars.
You could see the hood flap coming up in the air on the 41 as he got close to the 41. So you're also losing front downforce if you're the car behind. You're taking the air off of the car in front of you. Really lightens the back of that car up as well. Then you make contact.
Here it is in real time.
Wow. Hammered that
wall. More than 15 cars involved in turn 1. Oh boy, Stanley Steamer.
Whoa, there's
and around she goes into Kenseth.
Oh gosh.
Up in the air and into the wall hard.
Man, Kenseth.
Man, I thought he was going to catch the catch fence back there. The way it landed was.
I am not believing that.
He's fine, boy. You got the window net down right away out of frustration. The 4 car, Harvick.
Danica climbs out. Radio cord gets disconnected. Oh boy.
I mean, you just knew it was coming. You saw everybody pushing and shoving, and the cars slipping and sliding around.
I think Matt said, just give me a push.
Matt was 6th. And Danica walking over.
Well, you know why?
Yes.
She doesn't want to go.
She knows that you can get fined if you go out on the racetrack. She's going all the way over against the wall, and not sure. She's shaking up a little bit, I think.
Matt climbs from his car. He's okay. A couple of hard hits there.
Man, wow. I'm telling you,
I was just so worried when I saw Matt's car get up in the air and just carrying towards that inside fence. I'm so glad it sat down when it did.
Yes.
Oh, me. Flip those cars over, roll them down through there, tumble, hit the wall, and then get out and get in.
I think this is going to be similar. Her car hit the right rear and turned that car around the opposite direction that we're used to seeing, and that's what gets them upside down.
She's right in the middle, the 5th car back.
I think somebody makes contact with. McDowell got her in the left rear.
Yep.
Yep. And then
no, she hit him in the right front. And when that happened, just got air underneath the car.
Is anybody left in this race?
Let's watch from the Goodyear aerial coverage, and you'll see several things happen here as Kenseth's car comes back down to earth.
I can tell you a lot of teams are going to be freezing those shots to look underneath this car when they leave here.
No, I saw that.
It's not often you get to see what's underneath them.
Right behind the red 21, there's the 3 of them. Whoosh.
You realize how powerful the wind is in that situation. To be able to take a car of this weight, what's 3,400 pounds around approximately, and just pick it up in the air like it's a piece of paper.
There's McDowell into the 43 of Eric Almirola.
Look at that.
And
thing.
up goes Kenseth.
It's like a feather. Lord of mercy.
Now, right in front of Danica when that began to unfold was Ryan Blaney.
So 2 back to the top. Top's got to run. 1 back. Half back top. Half back. Half back top. Half back. Half back. Outside.
And next, we're going to ride with Eric Almirola.
He takes a big shot. Big shot.
Oh. So nobody in front. Spin it in front of you. We got it, guys. We got it.
Oh, 22 come back.
Kevin Harvick ended
to get a big enough push to get by this too. This is the best thing could have happened to him, was them getting side by side behind him.
Just remember where the start-finish line is.
That's right. It's not in the middle of the tri-oval. Keselowski.
Big run coming from the 18. Oh, the
Kyle
three stepped
Busch,
out.
Dillon. Kyle Busch and Dillon side trouble. Car hard in the wall. 2 of them. Keselowski to the line. Caution had waved with Keselowski the leader, and crashing are Harvick, Allmendinger, Stenhouse, Truex, Labonte, and everybody else.
Good job today, Brad. That was you, man. Managing that.
I don't know how to explain this. I've never seen anything like this ever.
Bumper cars.
I've never seen
200 miles per hour.
I don't know how to explain it.
Similar to yesterday, caution flies in the last 1,000 feet of the race. The field is frozen.
Spotter Eddie DeHunt just told him it's time to be greedy.
There he goes. There we go. Here we go.
Oh, upside
down.
Side.
Well, AJ, that was a humdinger.
Yes, it was, and that's there he is upside down, and I hope he's all right. I see him moving around in there. I don't think there's any issue with him.
Yeah, you just can't push on the left side of that rear bumper.
Well, you just can't keep pushing. He got into the 24 and just kept on pushing. But Mike, I'm telling you, I started my first race here in 1972. This was what I worried about. 1970, 45 years ago, and here we are. The more things change, the more they stay the same.
AJ tried to put the window net down to signal to the safety crews he's okay, but with the car upside down, it won't go down.
Wow, the 3 cars got a lot of.
Austin Dillon, Michael McDowell.
He hit one of those cars that was upside down. I don't remember if it was Chase Elliott.
Danica sitting there, her car's torn up. I don't know how many cars are in this thing. Probably 15 of them.
And here is the initial contact. You see Chase's car yawed out just a tiny bit in the corner.
And they got him loose.
All it takes.
That's the one. He was going to save it till that last little bump.
I was just going to say, AJ, just be a little patient here. We got a little ways to go yet, and you got a pretty good car. Wow.
In a moment.
This is amazing footage, folks.
Incredible camera work.
And just remember, there's a driver in every one of those cars. Watch it.
Well, that's a long, slow roll for Allmendinger. And look, both those cars end up pretty much together, along with the mess that was Logano's car and Michael McDowell's. Harvick had damage in that, so did Trevor Bayne, Eric Jones, Matt Kenseth, all involved.
And as a driver, I've been upside down at Daytona one time and slid on my roof just like that, sparks flying, and I was just hoping at the last second it was going to roll back over so I could get out. But AJ's didn't do that. He was stuck upside down. Not a comforting feeling. That oil tank is right behind you. It's very possible for oil to start leaking out. You want to get out of there as fast as you can.
Looks like there were only about a dozen cars who had a chance to evade to the inside and not get any damage in this.
I'm watching that green 2 car. I don't know if he's just kind of following this through here. Not sure if he got any damage or not.
Yeah, I think I saw him stop a little bit too soon, as if he made contact.
He may have hit the outside wall with the right side of the car.
Let's ride with Danica Patrick.
Second, back it down, stay low, low. Inside. 32, never stop.
Boy, that was a lick. Man.
She's still driving it, even after that second impact.
with Dale Jr.
One outside, 77's outside. Keep coming low, 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 low. Come on.
Wow.
Caution's out, caution's out.
Oh my gosh.
Easy, easy. Keep digging. Easy, shit, hold your brake. Hold your brake, buddy. Stay high, stay high, stay high.
And let's show you this in real time.
48.
Oh, they're spinning.
Oh, Menard up and into Boyer, into the wall. Gets collected by McDowell. Oh, no. Keselowski crashes, and more cars are littered at the bottom of the racetrack.
Guys, I think that somebody may have gotten loose, got either into Jimmy Johnson or his car got loose and came down.
Here comes Jimmy through the middle of the melee.
And not sure Jimmy has much damage. How about the 18? Two
certainly does.
We may have to list the cars that were not involved in this wreck. There might be less of them. Like Matt DiBenedetto.
I think Bubba's, I don't know, Bubba was in trouble, but I don't think he hit anything. I don't think the 19 of Suarez did.
We're going to take a look at this from the Goodyear blimp and want you to watch William Byron in the 24 and Jimmy Johnson in the 48 as this develops.
Mike, this third turn has been a problem turn all day long. I've seen cars get loose getting into 3 all day long.
You can see as the oh, I don't know. I think that's the 48 as a right front fender. The 24 got close to the left rear, just pushed that air in that left rear and brought it around.
Wow. Gray Gaulding shoots the middle and makes it. Wow. And they just keep piling up.
Wow. Unbelievable. You see Bubba there on the right of the screen. Don't think he hit anything.
So you see the 24 starts coming up. Look, it just seems like the air changed and allowed that 48 to just get loose.
Yeah, the 48 and the 24. I think the 24 may have gotten on the brakes and that caused his car to get loose. But I don't know what happened to Johnson. That thing just turned sideways. And I've seen that time and time again up there in turn 3.
Casey Kane shoots through the black car with the yellow number on top.
What about that wind direction over there has some kind of effect on the aerodynamics of these cars over there?
You know what I think it is? I think they're going down that back straightaway so fast that when they get in the third turn, the cars wiggle a little bit.
Boy, great job by Ty Dillon getting that car slowed down. Saw it happening way out in front of him. His spotter obviously played a great role. Is it?
Trying to get away. Yet. Here they come. Chase Elliott, Alex Bowman, Ryan Preece. Logano on the outside.
Oh,
and Byron's around. He crashes. Caution is out.
Heavy impact to the inside wall by the 42 of Larson.
Man. Kyle Larson, Jeffrey Earnhardt with heavy damage, and William Byron.
Man.
On the last lap.
Well, that was really scary looking. That 42's floating through the air as he made it impact to that inside wall.
Well, these 3 Chevy drivers did as ordered, worked together, and with the checkered flag, Chase Elliott has brought the Elliott name back to victory lane at Talladega.
Great job.
Chevy, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Great effort, guys. Thank you so much. Great execution. That's what we needed. Needed this one bad.
Kyle Larson is out, and
that's good to see.
His difficult season continues. And the first Chevrolet to go to victory lane this year. What a hard tumble for Kyle Larson.
And that was after a really hard hit with that front nose to the inside wall.
It just won't stop.
David Reagan, who had a great race going, climbing into the support vehicle after getting out. And there is William Byron with heavy damage on his car. So at the moment of caution, Chase Elliott by a car length over teammate Alex Bowman and rookie Ryan Preece and rookie Daniel Hemrick. Chevrolet front four with Joey Logano 5th for Ford and Kyle Busch 9th for Toyota.
Going down there a little bit further in the 62 car, Brendan Gaughan finished 10th.
Great run for the part-time driver, part-time Cup driver.
LaJoy, 11th.
Corey LaJoy.
So this is coming off of turn 2 onto the back straightaway. Oh yeah, you can just see, looks like the 38 goes up the racetrack, makes contact with the 24 Byron. And that sends Jeffrey Earnhardt and Kyle Larson. Look at the air get under the right rear of the 42.
Wow.
Heavy contact with that right front. Sorry, left front.
That safer barrier was there. Thank goodness for that. But watch this thing. Once it starts.
Back up, stacked him up, and almost wrecked him.
Yeah, that was almost big between Kyle Busch and his teammate Denny Hamlin. And now look at Kyle Busch go backwards because of that.
And he did. He went backwards because he chose the right. Oh, he's wrecking. Joey Logano.
Up and over on Logano.
And Keselowski
is in it.
Boy, it's just scary. Anytime that air gets underneath that car, gets it airborne like that. Thankful to see that car get back on 4 wheels and not have it moving around.
Grabbing the window net there. That's a good sign.
Good sign. Look how it almost peeled that roof back.
Oh, heavy damage to Ricky Stenhouse, who had a fast car today.
We talk about how aggressive some of these guys get at the end of these stages.
So the stage ends under caution. Logano was called in on the radio saying he is okay. So
and look how they're all stacked up. They're all bumper to bumper to bumper.
Yeah, but look at the 11. He moves down to try to go on the bottom, gets turns him into the Joey Logano, and then Jeff, we've all felt it. That silence, when that car goes over, it gets really, really quiet. Not a fun sound.
And you have no idea if that car is just going to start rolling and continuing to roll, or if it's going to settle down. Luckily, that's what it did.
You see the 11 get in Joey, and a huge push right here as he gets to the bumper of Blaney. That's when it starts accordion. And it looks like finally Denny had enough, was going to try to move to the bottom, and just got turned around, turned right into Joey Logano. And away he went.
I tell you what, Clint, and you see a little bit of damage to the 2. Brad Keselowski, as he gets a little contact there. This goes back to those conversations from Daytona. Those 3 Penske cars, and you can include the Wood brothers in that, they wanted to stay nose to tail to end this stage. They did not, because Joey could have very easily jumped out of the line there. He had the run. He had the momentum.
And I tell you, looking back on the 11 car at Denny right there, if he wouldn't have hit Joey Logano, he would have been wrecked and out of the race.
You saw Chase Briscoe come down track trying to miss Logano, and he turned Keselowski right along.
This doesn't even seem real to me. This is like a video game.
Real to Bubba. Woo! Real close. Look out.
Wow. Ricochets off that rear window.
To the inside line backing up. See a team play. Here he comes.
Oh, the 22 in the wall. Back down in front of the field.
Oh, he takes out Ty Dillon and Daytona 500 winner Austin Cindric. A lot of cars with damage.
Keselowski's navigating.
Unbelievable. Just a bad push on that restart. Turns Joey into the wall, and he has no control coming back down in front of a field, bearing down into turn 1.
Todd Gilliland.
Man.
Cole Custer's whole front end smashed up. Ty Dillon got hit pretty hard.
Ty had a great run going today. Daniel Suarez with right side damage. We'll get a list together for you, and it will be a big one. Not the big one. Look at the yellow car outside, 4th car back.
And he's getting a push here from Bubba Wallace.
Yeah, but it all stacks up. As he was, 24 car was making his move down.
All those cars, the 43 is in the back of the 22. It's too many cars really kind of bumper to bumper at one time, and he kind of got spit right out of that line of cars.
And then when he bounced off the wall,
from our Goodyear aerial coverage,
came right back to them. I hate to say it, but it all happened, in my opinion, because of the move of having that Hendrick car waiting, trying to get down in front of them. They really stacked up behind him.
Brad Keselowski makes it through, slows down. A couple other cars able to really kind of avoid all this.
But I also think the 19 of Martin Truex knew that he was going to do that, was backing up to get a big run.
Let's ride on board with Bubba.
Now Joey's up. Joey says, forget it. Oh, he's turned.
He is turned. Logano in the wall. LaJoy and Stenhouse bring the caution out for the 6th time.
I saw it. He was thinking about it earlier, decided to go for it. Just like that. Gets turned around, could not hold on to it.
A lot of damage to the Daytona 500 winner Stenhouse.
Now, is this the caution I was needing to save you fuel, Larry?
Right side damage for the Joy.
Does it create more issues or does it save us?
Well, you got to be saving from the minute this caution came out, because again, we very well may go into overtime here. And like Jamie Little reported, a lot of drivers were right on the window, but not for overtime.
Here's Joey, moves up. Sees the run coming. Big run, by the way. As soon as he touches him, man, it didn't take much.
He just needed LaJoy to wait a half a beat longer to get off the transition from the banking down to the backstretch before he made contact there, and they would have been okay.
Looks like Suarez got a little bit of that too, right there. Maybe a lot of it.
Yeah, another 100 feet would totally have changed that scenario, right?
More than half.
Oh, there it is, Chastain.
Push comes to shove, and Gregson's in the wall.
Larson's around.
And Larson up the racetrack in traffic, and he collects Preece.
Hard hit.
Good grief.
Saw that. He got to pushing him hard. Chastain was pushing Noah very hard, but wasn't patient. Was ready to go right off the bat. Turns him around right into the fence, right in front of everybody. Tony, hard hit on your car right there. Very hard hit for Preece.
You'll see the one drop to the middle here.
Well, you see a big push out of the 5 into the 1. That got Noah sideways, got him up the track a little bit. Chastain saw the window, wasn't much of a door, and he tried to take it. Wrecked him.
Oh, Larson slid up the racetrack, and Preece coming at full speed.
That's a bummer for Noah. Have that opportunity there. Didn't even get a chance to really make much of it.
Well, just had a little too much movement when he got pushed, and it unfortunately got him into the outside and opened that door. That is a huge hit.
Off turn 4 for the final time.
Comes a run by Brad. There he goes to make his move. He's going to switch back over.
Oh, the block, and around goes the 34. And Reddick steals one.
That was almost exactly how Brad won this race, his first race. Huge wreck here, guys. Reddick.
Oh my God! Great work, guys! Woo!
Tyler Reddick for the win. Everybody else wrecks.
You knew it was coming. McDowell was trying to block. That run was coming.
A dejected Michael McDowell drops the window net.
Great work, guys!
Didn't make it across the start-finish line either.
Denny Hamlin and Michael Jordan will get to celebrate as car owners. It'll take a while to get the list of cars involved. Sixth career win for Tyler Reddick of Corning, California. Last win 17 races ago at Kansas, and it's his first win of the season. He becomes the 52nd driver to win at Talladega.
And this becomes the 33rd Talladega Cup race with a last lap pass for the win.
Well, we knew it was going to come down to some of those crazy blocks at the end, and we talked about who needed to win this race, and Michael McDowell knew that he was in a position that he needed to try to take advantage of the opportunity that he had. He put some massive blocks on there at the end. Let's take a look at it. Yeah, this is going down the back straightaway. Brad just doing what he's done the whole time, and that's keeping Michael McDowell up in the front of the pack.
But I loved what he did here. He pushed him away and created a gap. He drug that brake, got this momentum built by Gragson off his bumper, and away we go. Make the move to the outside. McDowell blocks him high, goes to the bottom, and look at the energy coming with Gragson. Brad was able to utilize that block, pushes him, and that was one block too many on McDowell's behalf. Turned him around.
And look at Reddick. Maintain his foot on the floor and shoot through as mayhem develops behind. The first 4 cars get by unscathed. Reddick, Keselowski, Gragson, and Berry.
That's somebody on their side. I think it was Berry rode the wall on his door.
Michael Jordan among those celebrating. All drivers have climbed from their car without assistance after a pileup at the checkered flag in Talladega. Brad Keselowski came so close as the race ends under caution. Let's have another look at what happens here coming off turn number 4.
Well, Brad described it pretty well. You know, Michael went up to block. He knew that this was his opportunity. Just a huge move right here, and just came across the nose of Brad's car right there. Tyler Reddick never lifted.
Watch the 7 here. Well, I have to get to a different angle, but man, he was into the wall, and
he was up on his side.
Yeah, for a long ways.
LaJoie ends up 19th as a result of that. Joey Logano kept driving it across the line, and that's how he ended up unofficially 14th.
Well, I promise you, he had his eye on that start-finish line. If you can keep your car straight, you're not going to let off until it's sideways and uncontrollable.
There you can see. Watch the 7 car get up on its side.
Oh, it's upside down.
All the way upside down.
Underneath Josh Berry.
And it's still sliding on its side all the way down the wall.
Yeah, he's going to finish the race.
Look at that. That is wild. I thought I saw that.
LaJoie, 19th.
Wow. Unbelievable. Oh, it's going to go over.